Hi, let us crack this series. The opera is written as E-O-P-A-R. Here you can see this alphabet E is taken back and O-P is moved here. And R and A interchanged to A and R. So it follows the first series. And what is written here? So now you can see this O-E is interchanged to EO is interchanged to OE. And you can see a PAR, par. This R straight comes back here and PA moved forward. So OER now, and R goes behind OE. R goes behind OE and PA interchanged to A and P. So this is the pattern. This is the first pattern. Now we have to follow the second pattern. The first two alphabets, R and O, should be interchanged to O and R. And here EAP, EAP, this moves like this, EA, and P will come back. So the answer is ORPEA. This is the answer for this. Let's crack this non-verbal reasoning puzzle. There are two arrows, small and big. You can carefully see this. Small arrow moves anti-clockwise 90 degrees and 45 degrees. Whereas the big arrow moves clockwise 135 degrees. See here, the small arrow moved anti-clockwise 90 degrees first, and then in this figure, it moved 45 degrees next. Whereas the long hand, the big arrow moves 135 degrees. So clockwise. So this is coming here as 135 degrees like this. So this is the figure. So in the next one, we will see that small angle moves by 45 degrees. Small arrow moves by 45 degrees. You can see a 45-degree movement. And long clockwise direction in 135 degrees. So this is 45 and 90, that is 135 degrees. This is the thing. And next one, it moves by 90 degrees. Small arrow moves by 90 degrees, that is anti-clockwise, and long arrow moves clockwise 135 degrees. Now here you can see short arrow, small arrow moves by 90 degrees anti-clockwise. I'm sorry, anti-clockwise 45 degrees because this moved 90 degrees. Here it is 45 degrees. And a big arrow moves 135 degrees clockwise. And in this next move, small arrow moves by 90 degrees. Small arrow moved by 90 degrees. That is what? In anti-clockwise direction. So is D. You can see here, small arrow moved 90 degrees anti-clockwise direction. So this small arrow will be like this. And long arrow moves by 135 degrees. 135 degrees, big arrow clockwise direction. So when this arrow moves in the clockwise direction, it will come to this position. Hope you got it. So the right answer is D. The most easiest puzzle ever I have seen. So let's try to break it up. Now you can see there is T and there are other elements like $R dot R G dot GM. Okay. Now here you can see this T is moving 90 degrees clockwise. You can see here from this figure to this figure, it moved 90 degrees. And from this one to this one, it moved 90 degrees. And here again, it moved 90 degrees. And here again, it will move 90 degrees. When it moves 90 degrees, the position of T will be like this. Now we can see here, the element R is retained here and dot is added here. Now, dot is retained and G is added here. Okay. And here you can see G is retained and M is added here. Now, in the next figure, M should be retained and a new element should be added here. That is, the answer is B. We can see here, element V is added here. Even here, the element V is added, but the angle of these alphabets are different. V and M and V. It is like this. You can see here in the question, it is $R. It's all written straight, not tilted like this, V and M. So this is the answer. B is the answer. Let's crack this non-verbal reasoning puzzle from a competitive exam. We have to find the series, the next figure in the given series. So this is what the question mark. So for this, we need to find out what is the series. Here you can see there are three elements: rectangle, triangle, and a circle. Here you can see rectangle is tilted 90 degrees and triangle gets into this rectangle and circle is moved to its right. Even here, it is the same thing. Rectangle doesn't move, but it rotates by 90 degrees. And this triangle moved out of the rectangle and circle moved here. Again, the circle moved and rectangle tilted by 90 degrees. And the triangle moved. So, in the next box, rectangle will move by 90 degrees. Okay. And circle will move, which is there inside this rectangular circle will move here. And this triangle will come here. So the triangle will come here. Hope you got it. Okay. So the answer is C. Very simple, right? So just hit the subscribe button